Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is Vinny, and today we're talking about my watch journey and what was the first watch that I bought, how did I get it, and then the watches that came in order afterwards. I was trying to think of a video to film, and unfortunately this idea came to me a little late because literally this past week, about 3 days ago, I just sold off 2 of my watches that I had in my collection that I've had for years, and they were kind of part of my beginning stages of watch collecting. Unfortunately, I just shipped them off, so I don't have the watches in person to show you guys like this one, but I do have photos. And I wanted to film this video right now because as the channel grows and progresses, I want to be able to post new updates to the collection, and so this would be the first one, and also giving you guys an insight of who I am and what started it all for me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into a close look with the very first watch that I've ever owned and how I got it. Story behind this one. So to start off, my first watch ever, this was at the age of 16, and I still have all the box and the paper, everything, to have the full complete set. It's crazy, this watch is gonna be 10 years old next year. I got this at 16, I'm 25 now, so officially 9 years old, but I have everything for it. And it was this Bulova, I'm not quite sure what model it is, but I got this at 16. This was a birthday gift to me. As you can see, I wore it quite a bit. Even the inside of the band is worn. But again, I mean, I think as a first watch, pretty cool, not bad. Now, if I had to go back and choose now, I probably would have gotten something else, more so like a field watch. But look at the wear on this thing. It's crazy. I just now realized this is 9 years old, which is pretty awesome. I think that I've held it that long. But like I said, the other 2 I recently sold. This one got to stay because it was my first watch. The sapphire is damaged. I replaced this before for about 75 bucks, and then I damaged it again, unfortunately. So, but I've left it like that since then. Yep, this is it. This was the very first thing. And I think, I don't know, is it weird that I kept everything? Came with this little certificate card. The receipt itself is pretty much rubbed off. I mean, it's oxidized away. All the links. Even the hang tag. Crazy. So yeah, that was my first piece. And I kept it. It'll stay in the collection, just as memorabilia. I don't wear it at all, actually, but I just keep it just to kind of show me, you know, where it all started. Now to kind of continue on, I don't have the second and third watches I bought because, again, I recently sold them. I should have thought of this idea before I put them up for auction, but seriously, just a couple days ago, they just sold off. But the second watch I ever bought was a Burberry embossed dial. So it was a blue embossed dial watch, and I'll go ahead and put a photo up. Now, I remember buying this one, I think brand new, was like $400 or $500. I remember being, I think I want to say 19 years old, and I really was into that stainless steel watch with the blue dial. I figured I needed a stainless steel watch with the blue dial, so I went on the hunt, and I came across a store that was local, and they sold secondhand watches. Now, it was a quartz watch. I believe I got it for like $190 when brand new is 500 bucks. I think it's 500 bucks. I really can't remember, but I remember getting it used for under $200. It was like $190 plus tax, and I wore the heck out of this watch as well because I absolutely loved the stainless steel look with the blue dial. I have photos of the listing that I put up for auction. I sold it on eBay. It was really quick. I did a 5 or 7 day auction for it. Surprisingly, it sold for a decent amount, better than what I thought it was gonna sell for, but yeah, I mean, I'll put some photos up. You can kind of see I really wore it. I really beat on it. The bracelet has quite a few scratches on it. I mean, I wear my watches. I don't baby them. I buy them to wear, and this was a perfect example of that. Again, I bought it used, so it came with a few scratches, but nothing compared to what it looks like now. Now, my third watch that I bought, this one I bought brand new. This was a Movado. Thin classic chronograph silver Soleil, which was it was a two-tone bracelet, two-tone watch altogether actually. It was a chronograph and this of course was also quartz. Now I remember buying this with a buddy of mine. We went shopping, and this was 4 years ago, so I was 21. Well, yeah, I was either 20 or 21. I remember I just sold it off and I had the receipt for it, and it showed me it was bought in 2016. So anyways, I was about 20 or 21 years old, and I remember getting a really good deal on this watch. And I've never spent, at this point, I never spent more than, let's say, $200 on a watch before. And this thing caught my eye, and the sales guy at the Movado store, well, he was really good at what he did, and he definitely sold me on the watch. Now, the MSRP on the watch, I think, was like $1,700, $1,750. I remember getting the watch, and I looked at the receipt just a couple days ago before I shipped it off. I believe I ended up buying the watch for about $650, $700, and that was my first, let's say, decently priced watch, and I wore the heck out of this one as well. At this point, I had the three watches, the Bulova, the Burberry, and the Movado, and I loved all three of them tremendously, right? I was 21 and I wore them in rotation. I'll put some photos up of the Movado. As you can see, I wore the heck out of this watch too. In fact, it just sold at auction. I got about $200 back out of it. Oh, and for the Burberry, the watch prior, my second watch, I ended up getting, I think, $90 in auction for it. So I bought it for, let's say, around $200, wore it, sold it for $90, so it's not horrible. I'm actually surprised I got that much, but the Movado got a little bit more. This one got about $200. In fact, I wore it so much that the chronograph stopped working, and the chronograph hand wouldn't reset at 12 o'clock. It would actually set around between 11 to 12. Sometimes I would get lucky and it would reset at 12, other times not so much. I did wear it swimming. It was water resistant, of course, but I guess against the test of time, it did not last more than 5 years. It did start to mess up, but I wore the heck out of it and I enjoyed it, and that leads me to where we are today. And that brings me to my first luxury watch purchase. This one I got brand new from the AD, November 2019, and this watch is a reason why I caught the Rolex bug, because as you know, following this I bought two more pretty quickly. But I love this piece. I do have a strap coming in for this week, and so I hope to, well, I already got the tool to remove the strap, and I practiced a little bit and I took the strap off and put it back on. It's harder than it seems, it's harder than it looks for sure, but I think with a little bit more practice I should be able to swap straps in and out fairly easily. But I'm practicing on this watch because this is not leaving the collection, and I bought it because I hit a milestone in my business. You know, once I put the watch on, it really just spoke to me, and here I am today. I definitely have what I would call the Rolex bug. Following the Explorer came the Explorer 2. I keep them in my travel case because I have a watch roll coming in, but until then they're staying in the travel case for now in the safe. So but yeah, this is the Explorer 2. I bought this Valentine's Day of 2020. I got lucky on calling the AD in my local AD, and he happened to have one. Now, I wasn't looking for the Explorer 2 actually. I was looking for a Submariner, but it just so happened that he had this in stock. And I wasn't gonna say no to a retail, I just moved the minute hand over, and I wasn't gonna say no to a retail stainless steel Rolex. And then I ended up going to the AD, because again, right, I called in and they didn't have the Submariners, they sold out, but he had just one of these that came in shipment, and he's like, hey, I have one of these, and I have a person who just recently called for it, but they haven't left their house yet. So the first one to actually come, if you can commit to it, I'll set aside for you, but you have to be really quick. So yeah, I jumped in the car, drove to the AD, and I put this watch on. Again, I never wore the Explorer 2 before then. This is a 42 millimeter. The Movado I had was a 42 millimeter, so I did wear 42s before, but never a Rolex, never something this hefty with this much weight, and obviously the complications. But wow, it was amazing. I fell in love with it, so I had to buy it, and I've had it since then. It's only been a couple months, but I do wear this watch. I wore it yesterday actually. I do enjoy this watch a lot. This is my second Rolex and my 5th watch. And following this watch came my most recent purchase, which of course is the Submariner ceramic dated 2020. So I bought this one because it was my birthday. I was turning 25. And oh, look at the crown's already unlocked. So I bought this for myself for my 25th birthday. I turned 25 in April. So I got this the second week of April 2020. And I didn't buy this one from an AD. As you know, at this time, all the ADs were shut down. I got it from a super reputable dealer from the forums who I trust, who has thousands of reviews. And I got this one from him. Actually, if I had bought this watch from an AD, it'd be about $8,600. And I paid just a hair under $8,600. Brand new, 2020. So I'm super happy, but this is my current collection. This would be the 6th watch that I've purchased. Again, all the Rolexes came pretty quickly in concession. I mean, all these 3 joined the group within about 6 months time, but they're staying unless I get a call for something amazing. But for the most part, these are staying, and I love this collection. Let me go ahead and put this crown back in. So yeah, I hope you guys got a little bit of a chance to see where I've started and where we are today and how my watch collection has progressed. Things change. I enjoy subtle watches now, like this Explorer. That's why it's one of my favorite watches. It's just so subtle. You can wear it whenever. It goes so well, but every once in a while you want something that stands out. So the Submariner is there for that. And then something extremely unique, like the white dial Polar Explorer 2. So yeah, that is my current collection. Unfortunately, I didn't have all of them to show you. I should have made this video last week, but again, at least I have some stuff I can show you guys. And that should wrap it up. That is my current collection from start to finish. Of course, we lost a few on the way, but that is what I'm working with right now. Now, I also want to thank you guys so much. I've had some of you guys follow me on Instagram and have actually had some really awesome conversations. Some of you guys have DM'd me on Instagram and we've been able to talk watches, which of course I love to do. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you follow me on Instagram. You can always shoot me a DM, get my opinion on a piece or whatever it may be, but I love to talk watches, so that's one place to really connect with me personally. Also, make sure you guys like the video. It helps me tremendously. The channel continues to grow. Of course, please subscribe. I will be posting more and more content, so if you guys would like to stay tuned for that, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you're notified when I post a new video. Other than that, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next video.